Uno versus Xenon. God within, God without. A fight of aeonic perspective. This fight supersedes individual philosophy. Xenon achieving Adamus Aeter and taking on the path of Belial, and Uno constantly being blessed by the gods and ascending the ranks of the Silver Star. But it isn't just this fight. This may very well have been the first fight of its kind in this era of Black Clover, but by no means the first or last throughout the course of time. Everyone has an idea of how they think things should be, and whether that falls on the relevant societal boundaries of good or evil is neither here nor there. One will always prevail. In history, both have had their reign, and we live it every day. Even in mystic writings dating as far back as ancient Egypt and sometimes further, the philosophy of Dante, Xenon, and Vonica are not inherently wrong, nor are the altruistic philosophies of our main cast inherently right. These mindsets are a product of the law of the Aeon who set a particular philosophy in place. In many religious texts, humans are described as beings who partake in carnal desires, lust, gluttony, pride. There are others in which we are described as more enlightened via abstaining from those carnal desires. Both are true, and this is because aeons have made it this way. Aeons are treated as one ocean separated by waves. As an aeonic being succeeds the last, it adds to the law of the predecessor, thus forming a wave. In previous videos, I spoke on the aeons of Isis, Osiris, and Horus. Each aeon has a specific theme that is encoded into the universe at large. This is the law of that aeon. Before we go further into this, there are some other concepts we need to refresh. As explained in other videos, the ruler of the universe is called the demiurge. The demiurge is an aeonic being, or sometimes a product of an aeonic being. This means that the title of demiurge changes once another aeon is born and ascends to the point of succeeding the throne. We've detailed how the demiurge of both light and dark attempt to extend their reach into the physical realm by creating a vessel. We've detailed how the demiurge of both light and dark attempt to extend their reach into the physical realm by creating a vessel suitable for them to use. However, more often than not, they fail. It's not explained as to why that is, other than the fact that the demiurge is not a perfect creator, seeing as though, when creating the Tree of Life, they failed at creating the vessel of Gerbera 10 times and formed what is known as the Qliphoth now, and all of the demons that inhabit it. Though the attempts are mostly failed, the Aeons seem to have found a way around this. See, in the attempt to make a perfect vessel, the failure is deficient, while its creator is not. But this deficient being is seemingly made deficient purposefully, so that they may receive grace from the demiurge. In Greek terms, the demiurge is what they call the pleuroma, which is the fullness, while the latter is the kenoma, known as the emptiness or void of grace. Once the being deficient of grace is filled and no longer void of grace, it is then that the kenoma is revealed to be the pleuroma in physical form, and from there proceeds on its journey to become the next ruler of the Aeon, where they may then form a word, and that word will become forever law. And this is the lemma. With what we have, we can take this information and tack it onto Black Clover. There was a video that I hope you all watched before coming here, and that was the one where I claimed that Supreme Devils cannot be killed. Taking the concept of that video from that video and combining it with that Taking the concept from that video and combining it with this idea, means that the physical manifestations of them can be erased. However, the energy they hold with them cannot be extinguished and is instead passed on to another being that will succeed them. In this case, Nama and Lilith as we know them may be gone. However, I do expect someone else to succeed their attributes because it is an integral force that is needed for balance. Keeping this in mind, with Nama gone, I feel as though a particular lens has been put over Leona, especially with Lucifero noting that her mana seems to be growing continuously. This could be a foreshadowing leading into Leona succeeding Nama's throne, which will maintain the balance between both trees. They are, of course, not the same being, however, their attributes are terrifyingly similar as Leona was overriding spells of almost any attribute with her fire long before the Spade arc, and their lust for battle seems to be similar as well. The destructive properties of hell must be counterbalanced by the creative and purifying qualities of heaven. This is why the kingdom of earth is overlapped by the lowest spheres from both trees, Malkut and Nemat, telling us that the hands of heaven and the hands of hell both meet here on earth and are balanced here. There have been many aeons, which means there are many intrinsic laws to the universe that we abide by subconsciously that we still barely know about. There's much more information on this that I've decided to put into future videos, and before I leave, here's a concept to think about in terms of what this means for Black Clover. There are 10 Sephira and 10 clips, both identified to trees. Like all trees, we start from the bottom and grow upward. As the trees grow, a new sphere is born. If we treat each sphere of both trees as an aeon, then we have 20 laws included. If we treat each sphere of both trees as an aeon, then we have 20 laws encoded into our universe. With the dark tree being associated with everything physical, the first laws of these aeons in Black Clover were fire and ice, which in Norse creation myths is how the world was formed to begin with. This means with Lucifero as the head, with the other two highest supreme devils, the laws encoded into the universe were space, time, and gravity. This gives us reason to believe that lower level supremes have laws that affect the microcosm, while the higher echelons of supremes have laws that influence the macrocosm. Lastly, it's been my belief that Austin and Yuno have been climbing through the ranks of becoming the Silver Star. From here, one can still fall. Falling from here simply means switching the Falling from here simply means switching their philosophical path to that of the dragon. Slowly but surely, they're reaching a state of godlyhood or something just shy of it. Should either one ascend, they will make the new law. But whose throne might they succeed? In my opinion, it has always been a toss-up between which one becomes Satan, as they both fit many prerequisites that's stated in countless other videos to become his successor. For now, I'll leave it here. I look forward to doing the next video with you guys. You guys stay safe and stay out the way. This has been Jack Oates the Goat. You either know or you don't.
I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Pull up, say what's the deal, bruh? See how I lose my cool any second if they don't hear us. Many people will fear us. Say when you look in the mirror, don't you compare us to anything, they get embarrassed. Ha, ha, woo. So many people be talking like they want the problems or something. I noticed that all of you polish and all of you people get punished. It's hard to keep food on your stomach, to all of the hustle keep running. That's hard to stay humble with nothing. We're off of the jungle, we're bugging. So let me come down all of a sudden. I told you that we keep it buzzing. Ha, woo. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out. Bounce. I ain't feeling nothing cause I'm numbed out.